And we're live, everybody. Welcome to the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. You're joined, as always, by the Iceberg and Darren Gilliam. Black Flags Matter. Eric Eastep not with us tonight. And it's just us, guys.
Yeah, dude, guys, my stomach's killing me. I just got Tums like less than a minute ago. These are really good. I forgot how good Tums are. These aren't candy, though, kids. It's not candy.
It's medication, but...
Yeah, don't do it. It tastes like candy, though.
Great way to start the show here.
Yeah.
Just pop Tums like it's a freaking Pez dispenser.
Ooh.
But hey, shout out to Tums. They're a former NASCAR sponsor, so...
Yeah.
They can be a future podcast sponsor if they want.
Oh, wait.
Really?
I said former. They're technically a current because they got the heart attack corner.
Yeah, like that's right. That's right. They do have that. So I guess they're still technically in it. But what is it now? Like what? A month without racing now? Or a little over a month now?
It feels like an eternity.
It does. And I'll be honest, guys, like planning these podcasts are a lot harder than you think now, just because there's no racing going on. And the little news we do get has mostly to do with like esports, that sort of thing. And that's already being oversaturated. And we had that conversation last week. But
I guess if it's not about esports, it's bad news. But I guess we can kind of give them some good news about what we're kind of the outside the box plan for tonight. We'll update throughout the show too about it for later tonight.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
So what we want to do is, if you guys at home will download the app Zoom, we will in the second half of the show have the link in the chat. Now we have it set up where we have a waiting room, so we're not going to have the apocalypse like we had last time where everyone jumps in.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're thinking about doing is you make an account on the app, you have your name ready to go. And then at that point, just wait in the waiting room when we put the link in there. And for a better chance, if you have Twitter, DM us and let us know. And we can, have a few of you guys at every bit of time in. Sorry to people who are asking where Joseph's at. He just couldn't make it. Unforeseen things came up.
Yeah.
So that's, just how it goes sometimes.
As per rules of the fan stream here, we're probably going to do later. Just like Jarrett said, send us a DM, let us know some kind of thing on Twitter. You want to take part of this, and be professional. And if you don't have Zoom already and you're setting up an account, be professional. If we see someone named Poop P, we're probably not going to let them in. So
if your name is something like Butt Liquor, then no, you're not getting in. I have to approve it since I'm running it, so no. Like basically any sort of trolling name or whatever isn't going to get in.
Well, you don't want our lifelong fan fart huffer coming on?
Yeah, no, dude. Not in this case, dude. But guys, we got to change it up.
Don't put dumb names. That's what we're saying. Don't put dumb names or whatever. Just put your name, like I see Denny Livers in the chat or Cito or Fish. I see you guys a lot. Just put your account as that name and we'll be good to go.
Because we have some people who would try to ruin the fun for everybody. So, don't let it happen.
Right. All right. But now that we have that out of the way, I guess we can move forward into, news or whatever little news we do have.
So I know that we had the Pro Invitational race, but there's been a lot of stuff coming up about actual racing news coming up. And I don't know about you guys, but I think I'd actually kind of want to go into that first before we do anything.
Yes, let's go into real racing. What do we got?
All right. So there's a few reports here as I get my hand dandy paper here. So Steve Phelps, according to Adam Stern, had said that he thinks NASCAR secured the best window coming out of the pandemic, that Fox and NBC approve and are excited to do so. On top of that, it's looking like, from what Nate Ryan said, that NASCAR is planning to resume the season at Darlington the week before the Coke 600, but they are keeping their rightful spot on Labor Day weekend with the Southern 500 as well, meaning the Rebel 400 is back at least for a year. So, guys, I guess where do you guys line up on, one, what Steve Phelps said and his positivity it's looking like towards this, as well as the networks, and also what do you think about Darlington looking like it's going to be the race back?
I think that's pretty cool, and also at the same time, I guess this obviously means one track does lose a date if that's happening.
The track I could see losing that. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can really see any track losing a date right now. It's too early to tell, but that race is always going to be the Carolina Dodge Dealers 400 to me, just based off of playing the NASCAR Thunder games for so many years. Like whenever you race the two Darlington races, one was a Southern 500, the Mountain Dew Southern 500, and then the spring one, the first race you did at the track was the Carolina Dodge Dealers one. So bit of a throwback in those regards. I think this is perfect. It's a perfect site to bring NASCAR back from this pandemic. It's really close to a lot of the team shops. I was seeing some stuff on Twitter yesterday. Now the dude was obviously trolling about North Wilkesboro being the first one, and people actually fell for it. I'm like, guys, it's an obvious troll job on Twitter. Come on. But so I think it's good. I think it's good to have that back. And and then I see Rocky 2689 in the chat said the Trans South 400. That's right. So it's either the Trans South 400 to some, and then Carolina Dodge Dealers to my generation, I guess. But moving forward, though, NASCAR is in the best time slot, or they are in the best time window when it comes to long-term longevity, I guess, coming out of the pandemic. Now, whether this is going to be ran with fans or not, I don't know. I doubt it. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be at the track, I guess, helping, cover the events as well as helping run the events too, moving forward. But that's good. That's good, though. That is really good news that we finally have a timetable to come back for the future.
Here's a question. Oh, sorry.
I know I'll be short. It's just that's what I'm happy about, though, is that there's an actual plan, and it's looking like based on how they're talking about it, they have a plan in place now. It's just a matter of announcing it. And that's what I'm really happy about here.
So, question is I don't know how it is in other states, but at least in Tennessee, our governor is essentially talking about after April 30th, everything's opening back up. Essentially, it sounds like he doesn't want to enforce it as much after this month. So I'm really curious. Is this without fans, or is there a chance fans come in?
That would be the safe bet, is to do it without fans at first. I don't know if you maybe do races without fans for maybe the first month or two, and then once the summer rolls around and this whole thing dies down, then eventually we can get back to normal and the fans can come back. But for the start, what's probably going to happen is no fans.
There's I think they said the first 4 or 5 weeks will be no fans no matter what.
Yeah.
But I was looking at some of the other reports, and I know that Alabama Small Business Commission had actually announced that they were in the first stage of reopening Alabama, and they're talking about having racetracks at 35% capacity when they open.
Wow.
I could say that. If they said, hey, let's have a race at Talladega or in May, or no, sorry, not May, but June even, you could probably just tell fans they can sit right around the start-finish line probably, and that's about it.
Yeah, I could go with that. I mean, I could roll with that.
Socially distance themselves.
Yeah, just socially distance.
Yeah, it's like you ever go to a race and it feels like no one's there. You sit there and all of a sudden this guy comes sitting right in the row in front of you. No, it can't do that.
It's like, what? It's like, whoa.
Get away, bro. I'm social distancing.
Nah, but whatever the first race is that actually allows fans back, we're going to do our damnedest to be there for sure. No matter where it is. It can be anywhere. New Hampshire, freaking Canada. I don't care. We got to be there.
I think either way, I'm looking at the tracks that haven't had anything. We've pretty much... Sorry, Darren. The West Coast Swing Band-Aid already ripped it off. It's already done.
Yeah, it's done. That's it.
But everything else is kind of close to me in the southeast over here. So bring it on. I'm ready to go to something.
I'd say the farthest one would honestly, and this sucks for me, the farthest track would probably be Chicagoland maybe, and maybe the ones that are really up in the Northeast. Those would be the farthest ones now. Maybe Texas would be, but it sounds like they're good to go, so you don't have to worry about them. So travel isn't going to be as bad of a problem, I think, moving forward as it would if we didn't do the West Coast Swing already.
Right.
I really think, and I saw someone say this in the comments, if we're doing Darlington 2 times and a track does have to lose its date, just because I think California is going to be so much stricter for the long haul, I think Sonoma doesn't happen this year.
Well, and that's something that they had announced. They said that they're more likely to postpone or cancel its June race this year than race without fans, that they were not going to do it without the fans there. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sonoma, because they're not changing the playoffs. There's no way that NASCAR said they're changing the playoffs. And with how they're going to have to condense stuff and keep stuff close together throughout the week and weekends, I really don't think that they would they'd be the most likely one to cancel, I think, of any of them. I mean, they flat out, it basically said so.
Yeah, it'll this will suck really bad for fans in certain regions if a particular track, if their dates end up getting canceled this year. Like, I mean, Danny just said Sonoma. I was actually planning on going to Sonoma this year before the whole pandemic stuff struck. So it'll be interesting to see what tracks remain open. It's cool to see some tracks getting a second date, right away. I mean, aka Darlington, for example. I mean, like I said earlier, it's a good start, and I'm glad they're back. That will at least making steps to be back.
If they had to, would it even be possible for one track to get a third date? Just because,
dude, honestly, Bristol. I would love Bristol to have a third date. I would mind.
Most likely would probably be like Daytona. Would be if you're gonna say a third date, the most likely probably would be Daytona, just because whether for good or bad, I think that they're looking at opening up Florida and just trying to go full speed into the recovery. Whether that means they're going full speed into a brick wall or not is yet to be seen.
And no offense to the people up there, but seeing as how they're owned by the same people, I wouldn't be surprised even if, just to keep the logistics like in control, don't go to New Hampshire, just have another race at Charlotte.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a ton of different situations. And like I said a month ago, this is going to be a very unique situation when it comes to NASCAR this season, especially for the 2020 season, how the rest of the schedule is going to play out, and then also how it's going to affect the outcomes of, these driver seasons. Because, the
Xfinity and Truck Series, too, is something that's up to question. For instance, with the Xfinity Series, Iowa right now is, from what some of the reports are saying, is getting way worse because they never social distance to begin with. So there's a lot more people that are coming down with it. So that means that they're gonna be starting like in certain areas of Iowa. But if they close down the whole state is starting where the rest of us, or the majority of us, started a month or two ago. And then you have to look at that too. So then there's not gonna be a normal schedule. There might be streaks of the schedule that are like how they were supposed to be this year. I think that like Chicagoland to Pocono to Indianapolis might be that way, but I think that there's not going to be, until the playoffs, if they can get the races in, if there's not a giant spike up again, which we hope there isn't. Yeah, I would not be surprised if there's a midweek race plugged in here. I wouldn't be surprised if they move the Dover race to a doubleheader weekend and the Michigan to a doubleheader weekend, so that they can fit more races in during the run to the playoffs. Right. I did like a little mock-up schedule. I can't share it because right now my computer's acting up a bit, but I do have a copy of it that I made. And nope, the internet's out completely.
Yeah, no, he's at his parents' house, by the way, guys. So that's why you can't see him.
No, but I think it might come up now. My computer's still using just like a little bit of it, so I might be able to but I sort of, if it doesn't come up, it doesn't come up. But they're probably gonna have to run one or two midweek races, which isn't gonna be bad, especially if it's on a Wednesday night. I'm fine making this a pre-race show.
No, that's cool, man.
But I'm really interested in what Mr. Phelps has to say about it too, because it sounds like they are going completely outside the box. It sounds like they almost had, they had 4 plans to begin with for this kind of scenario, which to me is great to hear, that they didn't just, we're just going off on a whim with it. But like what I'm thinking is they'll probably start off, and it'll probably be something like starting off what people are saying is Darlington, Coke 600, Atlanta, Texas, and then maybe Homestead, Chicagoland. I think maybe they might put Bristol in there maybe at some point, then like Pocono doubleheader, Indy, Kentucky. But I wouldn't be surprised if like when they were supposed to have the off weekends, if you just see a plethora of races come up, like Talladega, Atlanta, Richmond, Martinsville, a Michigan doubleheader.
Essentially, like, I hope everyone's enjoyed the soft time, because when we go back, there is no break until
there's gonna be no break. No, and I think people within the sport know that, and they're bracing for impact because
they're
already hard enough to work in the sport as is.
They're good for the first like 6 or 7 weeks, but when they realize like in that 10th week there's no stopping.
Yeah, and that's the concern I have with with this rescheduling after this pandemic. That's the concern I have, is because the season is already long enough as is. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you'll probably have to cut down on some of it, but then from what I've read and heard, NASCAR is not interested in doing that. They want to get the entire season in as much as possible if they can. So they want to get all 36 races in, fine. Or at least the remaining ones.
Makes you wonder how they possibly was willing to run like 60-something races, especially knowing that Richard Petty would just beat him every week.
No, what's funny about that era is I was actually watching the Dale Jr. download like a week ago at midnight because nobody's getting any sleep during this time. And Petty had talked about, during that era, basically Bill France Sr. would schedule the events the week of. So that's kind of a funny moment. It's like, hey, oh, by the way, guys, drive all the way out to Oklahoma City, all the way from Level Cross, Carolina in, let's say, 2 days. We got a race, so that's basically what the schedule is like.
People have been wanting NASCAR to go back to its roots. This probably isn't the way they wanted it, but
I mean, it's technically is, schedule wise. And you talked about Steve Phelps wanting to go outside the box with this. I mean, at this point, why not? I mean, I think every sport needs to go outside the box when it comes to finishing out the season strong. NBA, I think they're talking about maybe starting up the playoffs immediately. NFL talking about some things, So everyone's in the same hole right now.
I think NASCAR is in a bit of a better spot. I don't think I'm saying this out of bias either, because when you look at NASCAR compared to NBA, MLB, NHL, well, they're probably done for good at this point, but any of these real stick and ball sports, I think the big issue they have is that all of them in some way or another have to make contact with each other physically. Whereas they're talking about getting rid of pit stops. Basically, they're going to have to do competition cautions more than likely, or I don't know what their plan is, but that'd probably be it. Maybe they'll put in place the plan they were going to do in the Xfinity series. Mm-hmm. But if you get rid of that and you have like a spotter and a crew chief and a driver, you probably aren't going to be having too much contact. It sounds like what their plan is that they're just wanting them to get to the track. You run what you brung, and best luck to you. No practice, no qualifying, nothing.
That'll really put to test who is the best in the shop, because there's some great it can be argued there's some great crew chiefs who could take a car that came the same as any car from the track and turn it into something else. This will really change the game.
And speaking of that, I found it funny. One tweet I read on Sunday was basically saying if NASCAR does do these races, obviously with no fans, that's a given. But the funny part about this is he was like, and for the teams, you only bring the driver, the crew chief, the spotter, the engine builder, and I think a fifth guy. I'm like, wait, only 5 guys? Come on, man. You gotta have more than that.
And that to me, I think that if that is their plan and it's you just run whatever you have right off the rig, I think the biggest thing you're going to see is I think you're going to see more attrition. I think you're going to see people that are going to be more than likely blowing some engines or having mechanical issues. I think you're going to see something closer to what you saw. And I'm not saying that this is a good thing, because I don't think that people blowing up is a good thing in these races. You're going to see something similar to the mid-2000s, where you can have somebody whose engine is just purring the whole damn time and is really, really good. And then all of a sudden they come by and it sounds like a dying rhino going by.
Yeah, that era had a lot of engine problems.
I think you could see a lot of that because you don't have one, they're going to have to work a lot quicker. Yeah. 2, they're probably not going to be working on as many notes and not as many people. And 3, they're when they work a lot quicker, when they're going to have to do more of these and really stretch people out a lot, I think that's going to lead to more mistakes or things being overlooked. I could be wrong, but this is going to throw a huge wrench into a lot of people's seasons. I would not be surprised if somebody who's really good every week and their crew chief always manages to get them out of it when they're doing bad, if they start running worse at tracks that they were good at, because that added element is now out.
You know who I think is going to benefit from a season like this if it is more like run what you bring?
Alex Bowman.
Well, yes, him and Hendrick Motorsports, because what we got to see a little bit in a few races we've seen this year, especially that Auto Club race. Like, think back to Vegas. From my understanding, I think Elliott unloaded really well that weekend. Didn't have to really change.
Oh, he was amazing. He was so good.
At Auto Club, Bowman's car unloaded as good as it was. I think they're bringing a lot of good cars to the race. It's just that in a lot of situations, they've seen some people adapt and get great. Or greater, depending on what happens. This will be really interesting. And I saw someone say in the comments that like run what you bring has brought on a lot of good racing, and I agree with that. Especially if you look at like the dirt track scene. I went to Tazewell Speedway, dirt track where I grew up at before, for a Lucas Oil late model race, and Scott Bloomquist, one of the greatest dirt races of all time. He'll get there 30 minutes before the first round of hot laps, and his car runs just as good as if he had been there since 4 or 5 o'clock getting the thing ready.
I mean, it really will separate the men from the boys in this instance because, to really be a champion, even in a regular scenario, like last year, for example, Kyle Busch had to adapt all last season to, certain situations. Now, granted, this certain situation this year coming up is way different, but if it comes down to running what you bring, I really like Penske in the long run. Don't get me wrong, Hendrick is really, really, really good. But at the same time, though, I feel like Penske is more proven in a sense, just because Hendrick right now, they're just now coming back. So they're gonna have a ton of solid moments, but I feel like in the meantime, there's gonna be a couple of growing pains here and there. But Penske, though. They seem to have it all together with the 22 and the 12. The 2 team, not the best right now, but I feel like the 22 and the 12 are just they're just so good. They're super good to where if they are put in that situation, they will come out on top. But yeah, that's it.
All right, next question.
Let's see, going through here real quick. I do want to shout out. So it's looking like through Georgia and the Carolinas, there's some big storms coming through. In a lot of areas, it's up to like a 10 to 15% chance of tornadoes. So anyone out there, if you're in that, stay safe. Know your place in the house to go to. I haven't lived down there really too much.
Stay inside. Just go in the shelter or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I know up here we have basements. I don't know how it is down there. I know a lot of southern states don't have basements, or they have shelters instead.
Oh yeah, I see the radar now. It's close to getting here in Tennessee, but it's not the severe stuff. It's more like just a lot of rain. Yeah, down towards Louisiana, Texas, looks like there's some tornado warnings out there. So just y'all be careful.
Yeah, and see the weather in Vegas. It's actually pretty nice outside. Too bad nobody goes outside anymore. I only go outside to do my laundry. That's it. Because we have the little apartment complex. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys stay safe. And hi IDK, what's up? Yep, stay safe, dude. Yeah, see you in the chat.
Then, Bob Pockers had reported this, although everyone had pretty much picked up on it. We can talk about this here. Drunken Brian France is no more.
Yeah.
Honestly, here's the way I take it. We could all stay angry at Brian France over he's made his own mistakes, but honestly, at the same time, I don't like the whole parody stuff. We actually a lot of people got pranked this week by a parody of Adam Stern because you didn't look at it close enough, and people were saying it was legitimate.
We did. Yeah.
I don't know. The whole idea of parody accounts it's funny for a minute. If you're gonna try to carry it on, I think it's a little too much.
I love parody accounts, and here's why. The Stephen A. Smith burner, best parody account out there. The Skip Bayless one, one of the best, And this Brian France one,
it's hit or miss.
Yeah. I was just about to say that. It was hit or miss with me personally, and Jared as well. I wouldn't quite put that account up there with the Stephen A. Smith burner one, but I'd give it a...
It was used to spread a lot of bad takes, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. With the Stephen A. Smith burner, it's it doesn't even really spread takes. It just posts funny memes, which I think a solid parody account should mostly look into. Posting memes and funny things. But if you're some parody account trying to say all these hot takes and stuff, then yeah, expect some backlash. But the reason all for this is because, Brian France obviously caught wind of the account and sued it. I'd have to think either a settlement was made, number one, or number two, the guy behind the Drunk Brian France account simply just couldn't afford the legal bills, which happens in most cases. It's unfortunate, but
I'm thinking that's more the case it is. Because
yeah, probably.
The guy who did it lives in Sevierville, Tennessee, and having been from that area, like originally, Sevierville, while yes, it is a very popular touristy area, the median income there isn't that high. So,
okay.
It's probably to be expected that that's the case.
And it's unfortunate too. The account wasn't terrible.
Well, while I wasn't a fan of that account, I do think it sets a horrible precedent, though.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the reason that Brian France went after this account wasn't because it was spreading rumors around. Someone in the chat rightfully pointed out it spread the rumor about Kyle Busch cheating on his wife. Whether that's true or not, we won't know. Not our business.
I was going to say something on that, like that. I still hate that. I was under the impression for the entirety of last year thinking something was going to be coming out, and then now
nothing happened. Now it was just a dumb rumor.
It's like, why did you even start that, dude?
And that sets the good parody accounts from the great ones. If you're a great parody account, and trust me, I'm well versed with trolling and stuff. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that for sure. And parody accounts like the burner ones I just mentioned, just keep posting funny stuff, not rumors that will potentially ruin people's lives and that sort of thing. Like, outside of that stuff, though, the Brian France burner account was pretty good. So I'd say out of 10, I'd give it maybe a solid 6.5, 7, I guess.
But going back to what I was saying, I hate the fact that they used it as this is hurting Brian France in any way. As much he hit through his actions, I think has hurt Brian France and the France family more than this account. This account had plenty of problems. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Drunken Brian France, that the person running it was an absolute saint who did nothing wrong. I'm not gonna. And if there was an actual valid reason for this account being taken down, I'd be, I wouldn't be like, oh no, that account's gone. My problem is that someone came in, threw a bunch of money at something that hurt their feelings, and now it's taken away. That's my problem with it. I just said now, and I've said before, I'm not a fan of this account. I think the person running it has put some really terrible stuff out there and has hurt, I would say has hurt the credibility of other people, like Kyle Busch and Samantha Busch. But again, to circle back again to what I was saying, it's the wrong reason to go after this account, and it sets a horrible precedent, because what happens if somebody moving forward makes a parody account and it hurts somebody else's feelings and they decide not to go reach what if they decide to just take this person to the cleaners because they have the power to do so? That's what I don't like about this. It sets a very bad precedent for social media, and the fact that Twitter just stood by and did nothing about it, to me, is one of those things where I think some of this has to lie on the platform itself. You see this account. This isn't a small account. You see this story come up with Brian France. It's not a small story. So there's tons of blame to go around with this thing. I just think it's terrible on all fronts at this point. It's a black eye.
I think the main reason nobody really because when the news first came out, I was obviously upset about it. I was like, oh, that sucks. You know what I mean? And I think everyone else was too, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a subsection of people just like, oh, thank God he's finally gone. I wouldn't be surprised. So that's why maybe there wasn't as much outrage about the whole deal as I thought there should be. That's the first thing. And then number two, though, like Brian France, I've done videos on him. Me and Jarrett did a bus video on him, that sort of thing. And yeah, he ran down the sport for years, and then he got in trouble and through his own actions basically humiliated himself publicly. At the end of the day, though, he is human like us. He does deserve a second chance. But instances like this make it so hard to make the case. Like, hey, look, Brian France, he's not as bad as he used to be. He's trying to make a change. It's like, wow, congratulations, buddy. You won. You took down a parody account. Yeah, Brian France won, but in the end, he still loses. In the court of public opinion, when you talk about, his image and, his credibility, that sort of thing, in the long run, this just hurts him even more. And, it sucks.
I've realized we're half hour in and we haven't actually talked about the race yet. But before we do that, I do want to, again, to reiterate for anyone new that's come in here, sometime in the second half of the show, we'll put the Zoom link in. Make sure you make a Zoom account so your name is there. Mm-hmm. I've seen a few people already that have DM'd me, and I'm assuming they've DM'd the other guys too.
Yeah.
So second half of the show, if you DM us right away and tell us like what your account name is, if it's just your name, so be it. That's good. Then you'll have a better chance just because we then know who you are. We can, and it's not going to be like the whole time. It's just going to be different groups and different segments, just so we can get as many people as possible. But that'll be in the second half of the show, so be sure to look out for that.
Yep, and also 158 people watching, only 57 likes. Make sure to click the like button. Oh, now it's popped up to 162, so keep moving on up every time. So that's cool.
And sanitize and then click the like button.
Yeah, sanitize and click the like button this time. Yes, that's right. All right, so moving on. There was a race that took place on Sunday. I guess we want to talk about that.
Richmond race
with a car designed by an oddly familiar person.
Yes, Rusty Wallace's car won. Or Russell's car won. Yes, Russell's car won. That's right.
And you just called him Rusty Wallace.
I know. Yeah, I called him Rusty Wallace and Russell. So basically, the two guys. But basically, I didn't watch the race just because I've just we'll talk about it later on in the show again, but I've just been so tired of iRacing. So I didn't really bother to watch. So I just watched the highlights. I was just playing 2K the whole time, and I was just checking back and forth on Twitter.
I saw Eric put on Twitter, and this was, I think this is completely right. This is definitely the most realistic looking race. It looked like a Richmond race, which was really good. It was a good race. I still think that the Texas race was better personally. Maybe part of that is that Rusty's scheme dominated. No, that was actually really a good part. But it was a good race. It wasn't the greatest race, but I'm not surprised that the viewership was down again.
Well, they just oversaturated the market for it, and I tweeted yesterday, just a scenario. Just think about what if they ran at different tracks? But then I thought about it, and I was like, well, of course NASCAR wouldn't do that because NASCAR does own ISC. They want to have their tracks as well marketed as possible. And they're racing at the tracks where they were supposed to be racing at in real life. So I can understand that. But at the same time, if you're going to end up doing that, just expect there to be some down races, some down viewership, like this one, for example.
Yeah. But I think it'll be pretty high up just because it is Talladega. And we have a super chat, the first one tonight. Appreciate that. $4.99 from the Bomb Bumpito. He said he can't make the Zoom fan stream tonight, but still watching, and he hopes that we do something like this in the future so he can join.
Oh yeah. We'll probably do more of this. Well, if this goes well. If this doesn't go well,
if this goes well, we might even be able to consider it for a segment. Just as long
maybe
as,
like its own segment. But if y'all don't behave, then that's a wrap. We're just gonna end it.
We will see. This is a good place to test it out. Also, I've been seeing this a lot in the chat here. I did look it up a little bit. People are saying, okay, so tonight there was an iRacing event. I think Fox is doing it. It was actually I didn't even know they were doing this. It was iRock, but they were using the light models in iRacing.
I think Bobby Labonte was in it.
That's cool.
It was won by Scott Speed, actually, holding off Kevin Harvick.
Scott Speed. I haven't heard about him in a minute.
And so that's pretty cool to see. But apparently, during the broadcast, it was kind of put out there because it hadn't been confirmed as far as I know.
Yeah, I know what you're about to say.
It sounds like Jeff Gordon's racing.
She is. They confirmed
cool.
it. I looked it up on Twitter. So a bunch of people have been putting in the chat about it. And so I looked it up on Twitter, and Bob Pockerson reported that that Jeff Gordon will race Talladega at 1 p.m.
Nice.
On Sunday.
I don't know. Maybe they're like, William Byron's won enough. Jeff, go race.
I mean, you could do that in this situation. You can put the guys by and large in the same car numbers and just run the races. That's cool. That's cool though, man. It's cool to have Jeff Gordon back in some sort of sense. So is he gonna like commentate it or like while he's racing, or what's the deal there?
Well, I guess he could do that. They've been doing it with Clint Boyer, basically.
Yeah, like basically just have them sit next to each other, and if the race comes down to the two of them, that would be perfect for TV. But yeah, I guess for the iRacing, for the iRace in general, I would expect there to be some sort of a ratings push this week, with it being Talladega and all.
Talladega, you got Dale Jr. in the 8, you got Jeff Gordon now in the race. Looks like they're going to have maybe a full field for it.
Oh yeah, now I'm watching for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely watching. If I wasn't watching, I am.
Well, it depends on what they're going to do though. The plan with like quick repairs, because there's probably going to be some crashing.
Oh yeah, dude.
I don't know if you looked at that video with Dale Jr. where the Red Sea parted in front of him. There's going to be some crashes. I saw he caused one. I think Parker Kligerman. That's all I've been seeing from these practice races. Nothing about the racing, everything about the crashing.
Just crashing. So, I mean, that's just Talladega. What do you expect,
and,
it's going to be nuts.
Having one quick repair is the right thing to do because no quick repairs at the previous races, I think, was the right call. But you definitely need one for this one.
You need one for this one. But I also think this will be the best race out of them all. Like, and here's why. Like, I know it's a full field, but we've seen this time and time again on – whether it's iRacing or NASCAR Heat 4. It doesn't matter how stacked the field is, or how talented it is. If you do any sort of online racing with a stacked field on any short track, it is going to turn out shitty. Excuse my language, but that's just the truth. That's just from my experiences. Like, I feel like most of the time these races end up sour, but oddly enough, at super speedways, I guess not oddly enough in a sense, since there's technically, more room and the track's, wider and a lot longer. But the best racing online always takes place at both Daytona and Talladega. Mostly Talladega, though. So I'd have to expect this would be one of the best pro invitational races in recent memory. And honestly, I think this has the potential to be the best pro invitational race since the first one took place at Homestead. A month ago.
I know we're not at picks yet, but I really kind of think this might be when Junior finally wins one of these.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, the potential's there. So, I mean, you never know, but we'll see what happens with that. But since we talked about the race, Jarrett, I have the poll ready. If you are ready to show it.
Put it on up, man.
All right, let's put it on up. Okay, so let's make sure. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
All right, great.
Well, hold on. I got to make sure you can see it on here.
Yeah, we got to make sure the chat and everything. Okay. They can't see it.
I can read. Oh, they can't?
They can't. It's black. What? Maybe it is because I'm hosting. So, Danny, I think you would have to share it this time since I know you're hosting the podcast, but I'm hosting the Zoom thing. So you would probably have to share it, and it would work on yours.
Okay, give me a second.
It is always black screens matter all the time, dude. It really is. Like, every time we try to show the poll, it's always something.
I think every time black screen shows up, the chat should spam hashtag black screens matter.
Exactly. Well, yeah, everyone's already spamming that now. Well, the screen's still black, by the way.
I know.
We didn't break it.
I'm trying to get it to go back.
Oh, okay. I was like, no, we didn't break the stream, did we? Or I didn't break it.
If anything, I can just read it off.
Okay.
When we get it back.
Now we're
back. All right, now we're back, guys. Okay, so the poll's up.
Let me go over to the poll.
All right, so yeah, he'll get the poll up, and then we can read it off. By the way, 154 people watching. Only refresh. 81 people are 81 likes. So make sure to lick the like button, guys. Anyways, yeah, keep spamming hashtag Black Screens Matter in the chat as we are about to get the poll up. I saw the poll numbers before I had to get off of there. 3.1 thousand votes. Not bad for a pro invitational race. So I think for the most part, it was positive, though, for the most part.
Yeah, I guess I can read it while we're getting it set up, though.
Yeah.
So 23% of you thought that was a great race at Richmond. 56% of you thought it was good. 15% of you thought it was average. 2% thought it was below average. And 4% of you thought that it sucked. It was bad. Which means that 6% of you had a net negative. Whereas, if I add correctly, that is 79% of you thought of it as a net positive. And then 15 of you are like me, the milquetoast fence sitter. I just say in general, not like that. If we can't pull it up, I guess I can just read some of the comments if we can't get it pulled up.
There we go. Now we got it pulled up. Yeah, now he's got it. So just go through the comments.
Let me zoom it a little bit.
It's not showing up on my screen, so I'll just let you read them off. And then
all right.
Find some memes, find some comments, and find the last one.
Denny delivers. Richmond summary. This generally felt like a real race. 0 resets equals amazing. Green flag racing. Barely made it into the McJoy. Okay, let's find.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up too because I gotta read it. I gotta read these comments too. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Oh yeah, 109 comments too. Hey Jared, what's the record for comments on a poll?
Like 300 or 400.
That's crazy. So yeah, we can. Let's get back up to there soon.
And the Benedetto cleared by Prince. Maybe no. The 21 takes them out.
So let's see. What Incarnation says Rusty's car won, so it's an immediate great rating. Yes, I could not agree more. Yep. Motorsports Fan 17. At what point will the Pro Invitational Series have a $10,000 bounty to see who can beat Byron or Timmy Hill? I mean, the whole Truck Series bounty never came to fruition. So
I'm kind of wondering. I'm kind of wondering if that's even still on the table.
I mean, I would have to assume so.
You got to find someone to replace Larson now.
Yeah, that's it.
I forgot he's one of those.
Well, no, Chase could do that. Chase probably
just do both of them now.
Oh, here's from Demetrius Wilson. iRacing, $20. iRacing equipment, $1,000. Seeing Kevin Harvick's face while having lunch during his repairs, priceless.
And then freaking slow motion has the Carl Edwards retirement speech in its entirety.
And Doritos and Mountain Dew right underneath them has the lyrics to Staying Alive.
Yes, that deserves a like right there.
Do you know that you can do, to the beat of Staying Alive, you can actually do compressions? So you can save someone's life if you know the beat of that song.
NWPM put the rules to Monopoly, the entire rules to Monopoly.
And then we have
this dude, Rusty Walrus. This dude, Rusty Walrus, said that it was the greatest race he has ever seen.
I bet it was. That was a nice scheme, by the way. I can't stress that enough. And then it won. Oh my god!
Byron even hinted a little bit at the fact that maybe they could run it again in real life. And this person put William Byron's Wikipedia page, and it makes me feel really weird because I'm older than William Byron.
Oh yeah, dude, he's a young fella. Dude's a young fella, but he's a beast on the racetrack, though.
It's only 4 weeks, but still, I'm older than William Byron.
Yeah.
IDK player put it's great because Rusty's car won. I'm just gonna scroll down to the bottom and see what we can find.
This right here is when a fan finally gets it. Rock Row 23, we're gonna call him that. He said, "Manny's comments about random definitions of song lyrics is weird. I dig it though."
Ultimate 23 Dragon gave you your very own Pokemon team, Danny. So if you understand Pokemon.
I have not seen that one.
yeah, it's at the bottom. It's towards the bottom.
Here it is. Fisherman.
My God. I'm not gonna read one of them, but if you see it, you'll understand which one it is.
Oh, hey, freaking Rowdy Bush! I just saw that.
Anyway,
I hope I don't say it, but
USA.
The bottom comment, I think we should nickname that. It obviously with love, we should nickname it the bottom of the barrel comment because it'll be the last one down. And it's from Eric Katozzi, who says, "Who agrees? William Byron wins first Cup race when NASCAR returns."
I could see that. I could see that immediately happening. I could see that.
On mine, it says 41 minutes ago, NWPM last.
No, so on mine, it's weird. On mine, Eric. Yeah. So Eric shows up as the last one, but then NASCAR weekly podcast mod on Danny shows up as the last one. So is that a tie, or is that who do we give it?
It just depends on who's looking at it. So I guess we can say you're all the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. So basically, you're all scum. You're all bottom of the barrel.
Okay.
In this case,
and we've insulted our audience enough for tonight.
Yeah. So now everyone leaves. No, I'm just playing. No, stay, guys, stay. So that'll do it for another edition of the poll on the NASCAR weekly podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, and so that leaves, let's see, we got about 15 minutes before we hit the lightning round. I guess what we can really touch on next is the fact that the Nashville Fairgrounds now has a new LED lighting system at the track.
I wish I could see it in person.
I wish I could see it in person.
I want to go down and just turn them on myself. It's not that far.
I mean, I saw the track in person, but now with this new high definition lighting system, now there's some potential being made there to improve the place.
I just keep thinking of that one commercial where I forget which one, but I always remember at the end where the guy goes, "It's happening."
But here's the thing, though. There's still a lot of things they got to get sorted out. Like, I mean, for example, like, first off, the track's beautiful. It's beautiful in person. But as far as, seating is concerned, sorry, Danny, I love the track, but there is just so much that could be done in terms of seating there. Some of those seats, man, are just really old.
No, it's old and got to be fixed up for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to fix it up, but I mean, if you eventually want NASCAR back there, you have to be up to their standards.
At the same time, though, I think about Bristol, it's not really too much to talk about. It's just a bunch of metal bleachers for the most part.
Yeah, so. It's not really like nothing special, but
in fact, actually, it's funny when you start thinking about Coliseums and how they are. Actually, I think probably as much as I love football games in Neyland Stadium, it is so basic because it's pretty much you're sitting on like concrete slabs of wood as your seat right there.
Yeah. I mean, they don't even have to be wholesale changes for the Speedway. I mean, just like little changes to seating here and there. Maybe look into some other streams of revenue outside of racing. I know that they hold like this giant flea market every year. Like, it was going on when I was out there, wasn't it? Wasn't it a flea market or was it something else?
Yeah, no, they have a weekly flea market that happens over there, I think, or the farmers market or whatever.
Oh, so does the track have anything to do with that, or no? It's just like a separate thing. Okay,
separate thing because it's the fairgrounds. It's the Nashville Fairgrounds. There just happens to be a speedway there.
Oh, okay.
I noticed in the chat, Isaac in there says that Martinsville has LED. It's the only Cup track with it, so this is a big deal. Like not many tracks in Cup have LED systems in them like that, and like the ones that are being built there.
And LEDs are definitely brighter. Yeah, there's a big difference.
Oh yeah, no, there's a huge difference with that. And for a small track, and for a track of that size to get that big of an upgrade early on, that says a lot.
They're actually a lot more cost efficient for tracks because you don't need as many LEDs to be as bright as like your traditional bulbs.
Right. So that's cool. That's good. And hopefully it works out to where NASCAR is back again, and hopefully North Wilkesboro, Rockingham, hopefully all of the old tracks are back on the schedule eventually. But
I saw that one tweet, obviously, that was sort of like a half joke about Wilkesboro coming back, and I saw people taking it serious and
guys,
you gotta. No, they're like, it's ready. It's like, it doesn't even have safer barrier. And people are like, it doesn't matter. It's fine. And I'm like, yeah, tell Truex and Casey Kane in 2011 if safer barriers at short tracks are fine to leave out. If you remember that crash, you'll know that.
Even people who are talking about Rockingham, and even though they had a race recently, as only a few years ago, I saw a recent picture of it, like just today or yesterday. It's actually way worse than you would ever expect it to be.
Well, yeah, it hasn't been used in years. Yeah, of course it's going to be way worse. I mean, people are trolling. It's pretty obvious who's trolling and who's not. They're not going to race at North Wilkesboro anytime soon. And the Rockingham deal, there's still some stuff to be sorted out there. But yeah, that's not going to happen. And if you actually believe that yesterday, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm trying to give you guys lessons on the nuance of trolling here, so just be aware next time.
Adam Stern, man.
Yeah, it's Adam Stern with the blue check mark, not Adam Slurn. Okay, I learned that the hard way.
If we ever had the opportunity to talk to someone like Adam, I think it'd be nice to ask him like, what's his thoughts on like those troll accounts and stuff like that.
Yeah, you never know. We might get the chance pretty soon. You never know.
It's the power of the blue check mark, man. They're probably like that's what saves them.
But some of these clowns.
Speaking of verified, I think we all saw someone today that.
I was just about to say some of these clowns get verified. Like, is Twitter just handing out any sort of verification to anybody who asks now? Because
they hand them out easily to journalists because a lot of journalists drive the conversation and there's more activity with their reporting.
I don't even know how you can like try to get one. Like, I would have no clue how to try to.
Well, we need to change that because I can guarantee you, just speaking from experience, just from my experience alone, whenever I see a blue check mark journalist, like one of these, journalists on there, I'm just like, dude, who are you? Number one, and then number two, Jarrett, you just pointed out, it's to to keep engagement going and to help drive conversation because these journalists help drive conversation. I can guarantee you, like some of these journalists, dude, they don't have as nearly as big a pool as like a Jeff Gluck per se, or as like an Adam Stern. So like, there's only like 3 or 4 different journalists I'll actually follow and actually read or whatever. But then the rest are just randoms at that point. And especially today too, and certain random was just like, this is going crazy. No, Twitter's great. Twitter's great, isn't it?
My go-tos these days seem to be Jeff Gluck, Matt Weaver, Adam Stern, Cassie Fambro starting to grow on me a little bit, and then Jen Fryer.
Yeah, my top 5, I would have to say top 5, Bob Cockris, Jeff Gluck, Adam Stern, Matt Weaver, and then finally Jenna Fryer. That's about it.
See, I keep hearing there's so many good things that Jim Utter's reporting. I want to be unblocked.
Oh, and Jim Utter too. So make that 6. So make it 6.
I hate that my dumb tweet from when I was 16 or 17 has got me blocked from it.
We can talk to him. We get you unblocked.
Yeah. I'm gonna work on that.
Jarrett, next time we get to go to a race, let's have a conversation with him. Make it really nice, and at the end of our conversation, say, "Hey, can you unblock us?"
Like, bro, I was 14 when I tweeted this out. Just unblock me, dude.
I was like 16 or 17, and I think I tweeted something stupid just because I was like mad that Junior didn't win a race. And I took it out on like everybody who was like tweeting stuff about Kyle Busch that was positive. I was that kind of fan at the time. And I wasn't as bad as a lot of them, but I was not good. But I hate that me making that stupid tweet gets me blocked because it's like there's so many times you report something and people quote tweet it, and I'm like waiting in the comments for the screenshot.
I swear, dude. I swear, man. Like, it's funny. Those situations are funny, man. But no, we can talk to him. We can talk to him and hopefully get you unblocked here. And there's maybe a few people I need to get unblocked now from, but but we'll see. But no, it's all good. But anyways, dude, we are close to the top of the hour, so we are getting close to the lightning round. Is there any other news before we get to there?
Yes. This one might be a little more controversial. Kyle Larson is determined to make NASCAR, make it into NASCAR and have a comeback. He is already enrolled in sensitivity training. So we kind of can retread a little bit what we said last week, along with now this news to add to it. What does that look like moving forward? And I guess, what do you think the reaction overall is going to be to it, both short and long term?
I mean, short term, I think the reaction is well, at least for me, I'm glad he's, trying to have a go at it, trying to get back out there. Long term, though, it's going to be extremely hard too, especially now. Sponsors never forget little things like that. The internet never forgets things like that. Well, I shouldn't say little things, but I mean, you get the jigs. Like, basically everyone, like, nobody forgets when somebody says a word, such as that. That should never be said ever. But at the same time, though, I do think everyone deserves second chances. He is human after all. So I wish him nothing but the best. And I would like to see him in a situation where he is back inside the sport in some capacity at first, whether it's a driver or it's like, I don't know, some other position to start off to kind of build your way back up to being one of the drivers. I think his days, at least for the foreseeable future, as one of the top echelon drivers in the Cup Series is over, just because he's not with one of the Megabuck teams anymore. And I don't think he's going to be with a Megabuck team for a very, very, very long time. But in the meantime, though, I would love to see him back in the sport and maybe running for one of these underfunded teams. I mean, that would be a good start.
I could see him getting a few starts with like an underfunded team, but at the same time, you think of someone like before he got the chance to substitute for Dale Jr., Alex Bowman was doing like a lot of like, virtual testing and testing like cars and stuff. That could be a role he would be perfect to do for a little bit.
And you get paid for that too, right? For testing people's sims and making sure like...
Yeah, for my understanding, I think Bowman essentially, that was how he made his career for about a year.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, what team would want to hire him to even do that after the whole incident? You know what I mean? Like, it's a very long road back, I guess is the point I'm making. It's going to be a very long road back before really anyone deems him hireable.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Wish him luck, but I think at this point I'm more interested in who's going to take over that car.
Yeah, and also one last thing I want to point out too is obviously I hope his family's all right in this whole situation too. Like, I mean, you want to see Larson go through some sort of punishment, which he is at the moment. But at the same time, though, the dude's got a family, he's got a wife, he's got 2 kids. So at the same time, I mean, the human side of me is like, Dan, like, hopefully he can find something long term so his family doesn't have to struggle. You feel me?
Well, Tyler Mathis has put in the chat already. Larson probably be around his 30s, whether it's early 30s or moving up before he can really come back, especially to the top level that he was at before, if he manages to get there. So his career, because of this, no matter what happens, is always going to be a what if. Like, what if he had not been a complete idiot in that moment?
Yeah, because for all we know, he might have ended up breaking out this year and become a champion.
But we'll never know. We'll never know, unfortunately.
So that just I hate that situation.
I do want to put some out there. I saw someone said Larson has money, and honestly, yes, I think personally the Larson family is going to be fine during all this. Like, they're probably set for many years to come.
Yeah, they got money, but at the same time, though, it's like that income isn't coming in consistently anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's not going to be no Ricky Bobby get a job as a pizza delivery guy, but
Yeah, dude, I wish I could make millions of dollars and then work the rest of my life as a freaking pizza delivery man. Like, that's the freaking life. Like, I was like, okay, I don't got to worry about anything. I can still work, but I'm all set.
Who cares if I'm late? I got millions of dollars at home.
Well, hey, Larson could do that. He could do that, right?
Imagine, knock on the door. Papa John's.
Kyle Larson. Domino's or Papa John's or whatever.
Is the pizza for you?
Oh, man. No.
That's enough jokes on that. That's not happening.
Yeah, enough jokes. Okay, let's move on.
That's about it for the news stuff. We got the lightning round, but I guess we can, after the lightning round, start up the fan part of the stream up a little bit early before we do picks.
We can do that. Let's do it. All right, so let's start off the lightning round. And once again, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Darren Gillum, aka Black Lives Matter, as we are about to get set for this edition of the lightning round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Oh yeah, the old. That's right. We still need to get our own little intro video for that, so I don't have to do that anymore. But in the meantime, though, Jarrett, what do you have on taps for us?
Congratulations. Darian did not break the mic this week. I broke my
own mic last week. That's right.
You've come real close to it.
I was
it was straining.
It was straining a little bit.
So I guess we can start off I'm just going to start off with the more negative and move more positive as we go, because I think that'd be a more fun thing to do. So the most negative thing. Rex White, former NASCAR champion, has been hospitalized. I didn't see the exact reason why. I believe they said it was for a stroke, but he is doing better. So that's a positive there. Ricky Craven, in a very long Facebook post, had put that he is actually stepping away from NASCAR in all capacity after this year. It's just due to a lot of stress, it looks like, and
he's done.
He
said
that a long career, I think.
Yeah, long career, not just in racing, but just broadcasting in general.
In the sport in general, he left his mark. Also, let's see, going through here. Hey, if you haven't seen it already, I was in a Slap Shoes video.
He was.
The top 10 drivers who never won a championship. It's actually a really good video on its own. Like, I might have my part in it may have actually kind of brought it down a little bit, but it's a Slap Shoes video. It's awesome. You should check it out. Seriously, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace was hilarious this week, man. He did a Polish victory lap, even though he didn't win. At the end, he was the last guy on the track, just doing a little victory lap backwards around the track, had his hand waving out the virtual window. And I thought that was really awesome, especially after the crap he went through with the Blue Emu and all that controversy.
Hey, take pictures because you are never going to see that 43 do a Polish victory lap for a very, very long time.
I'm going to laugh if for the first race at Talladega, Bubba wins.
He's gonna win Darlington now just because he's
dude. I hope he does. I hope he does.
I will make a video to rip on you. For that.
You gotta make, dude. No, I'll make it myself. I gotta make it myself.
We talked about this a lot earlier. If we do go back to that run what you bring kind of thing. What if people like him starts doing a little bit better?
Dude, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, some of these smaller teams, they have that fight, and I guess maybe in this situation, this would be a case where a lot of these smaller funded teams, just bring whatever they have straight up from the shop and voila, start getting some top tens. I mean, highly unlikely, but you never know.
The next thing on here is that Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Amy Earnhardt and little Isla have found out the gender of the next little Earnhardt coming in, and it's a girl. So congratulations to Earnhardt.
That's nice.
That means no Dale Earnhardt III just yet.
Yeah, not yet.
I would not blame Junior if he never named his kid.
Dale Earnhardt the third. Oh no, that's not.
No, he wouldn't do it.
No.
Yeah, that's like a lot of pressure. I mean, I'm just saying, there's a lot of pressure.
There is some other really, really good news too. We had reported before that Bob Varsha, legendary motorsports broadcaster, he'd been dealing with cancer, and then he got the Rona. Well, he beat the Rona.
That's right.
He is COVID free, and we can say that now thanks to YouTube being nice enough to
thanks
let
YouTube.
us speak. But yes, that's really positive news that I wanted to bring out. Bob Varsha testing negative to the COVID-19. So
that's right.
Just congratulations to him and his continued battle as well with cancer. I just think that that's something we can all, as motorsports fans, as human beings, all rally around right there.
Mm-hmm. That's good, man. And also, that dude's part of my childhood too, just from him being on speed and stuff. So I mean, you don't want to lose anyone, obviously, but it would have really, really hurt deep if we would have lost him. So thank goodness.
And that's it. That's it.
And once again, that'll do it for this edition of the Lightning Round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. All right, back to the show. Yeah, I caught you guys off guard with that. You guys weren't expecting that. It was just a long pause and then
You definitely did break it that time.
Yeah, I probably did. I'll set it up to where I stopped doing that because I have it set up all the way high on my volume, or at least close to it. But whenever I freaking speak up like that, it just breaks it. But I'll set it up.
All right. Well, it's the second half of the show. What do you guys think?
I don't know what I think. What else is there to talk about, man? See, that's one of the things, dude. It's
there isn't. Well, we'll do that last after we get the fan section.
Yeah, I was just about to say the thing we have to do is the fan section thing. So, do we want to start doing that, or?
Yeah, I see. We all three of us probably should check our DMs about it because I know a lot of people have sent stuff like, "Hey, I'm who I say I am."
I will check it. I will check it as well.
But yeah, we can probably put the. This is the first time we've done it, but we have a fail-safe now.
No, the last time we did it, there were a ton of problems because Google Hangouts was weird. Just anyone could come in, make noise and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. But no, now we have a safe haven. We can actually vet the people we have coming in finally. So I have 6 DMs from some very familiar faces too.
All right, yeah, just so we can probably put it in the chat and when we go through, we can scroll through. And then there's a few people we'll definitely have on for sure.
I just sent you a DM of somebody, so
I just saw it. I just saw it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, so what we'll do is now, I guess we'll put the link in the chat now, and
and I'll have you, Darian. You're the host of the Zoom call, so you'll be able to
I will vet it.
The waiting room.
Yes, I will vet through the waiting room. So as soon as you put the link in the chat, and I start seeing people come. How many people do we want on at the same time, though?
We can probably do 2 at a time for like 5-minute segments or something.
Okay, 2 at a time. 2 at a time.
That works. 2 at a time.
And
we usually have about 5 people in here at most. Usually.
And I'll keep track of the time. As soon as we are done with the topic, talking about whatever, I will immediately either kick you guys out or you have to leave. No ifs, ands, or buts. Don't make a big deal about it.
It's not being mean. It's just what we got to do.
It's part of the content. It's part of our show's format. I mean, we got stuff to do on here, just like some of y'all have stuff to do out there. So please, just be respectful at least. But in the meantime, let's get that chat. I was just about to say, let's get that chat in the link. No, let's get that link in the chat, guys.
See, it gives me anxiety after we had Google Hangouts for so long.
No. See, I had a little bit of anxiety, but like now we're good. Now we can bet them. So yeah. But I remember the first time y'all did this. Well, I wasn't there. This was before I did the show. You guys
don't accidentally click admit all because that is.
You can't. No, it is bad. It is bad. That was a funny moment too. And remember, it took me forever to watch that too.
All right, let's get into it though. They've been waiting for a little bit extra now.
All right, let's go, guys. All right, so we will have it up in there. Just give us a moment. And no, Ross Chastain Fan 10, I am not going to admit all. Hell no, that is not going to happen. It will be a cold day in hell if that happens. But yeah, in the meantime, while we wait, check out some of.
You put it in the chat.
Did I put it in the chat?
Yeah.
I thought you were putting it in the chat. That's why I was waiting.
No.
Oh, my God.
I'm on my phone, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, guys. So give me a moment. I will get the link. Hold on.
We swear we're not doing this to torture you guys.
Where's the... Oh, okay, there it is. I was like, wait, what? Oh, okay. Right. Now this random thing's open.
Just get the one that we have in our chat already.
Okay, dude, I don't know why it wasn't showing up on my Zoom thing for some reason.
Yeah, just get the one we have in our Twitter chat already and put it in there, and then we'll be good to go.
All right, let's go. Let's do it. Yeah, it wouldn't put up share link for this one, but yeah, I know. Watch it be like a sign. All right. Anyways, all right. I'm about to copy and paste it. Just give me a second. Okay, it'll be up in 3, 2, 1. It is up. So click on the link, guys, that I just put in the chat. I will vet you guys. You have to have an account. You have to have an account. Yes, you do. And you have to have your full name, whether it's from YouTube or your real name being on Twitter. So holy crap, we already got 4. We already got 5 people waiting to be.
Just a number, then sorry.
Yeah.
We can't have you in if it's just a number. Just we don't know.
Guys, it was 10 seconds. We already have 10 people waiting.
Oh, my God.
So let's view the waiting room and let's see who. Oh, no. Do not hit admit all. Do not hit admit all. There's an option on here. Do not do that.
I told you you'd probably be the one to do that.
Nope. Hell no. That ain't happening. But yeah, in the meantime, though, let's see. See, it's weird. Okay, there we go. Now I see everyone on here. Okay, I see some pretty familiar names on here, pretty familiar faces.
Let's get 1 or 2 familiar ones in here.
All right, so let's get Slow Motion in here first. We'll admit him. And the second one is Jacob Morgan, a longtime
We'll start the clock. My time right now is 8:09. We'll start that. So then like maybe quarter after will be good. Got 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, we should be good. So right now, Slow Motion and Jacob connecting audio at the moment.
The audio, and then we'll have them here in a minute.
Yeah. So in the meantime, I guess we can talk about some other stuff. Is there anything left on the list, or is it just the point of the show where it's like?
I think that's basically it. It's been kind of a slow week. I will say this as far as like Danny B content news. I hear very soon. I'm finally buying my new fishing kayak, so maybe we can start doing some Danny B fishing stuff finally.
Yo, dude, I just realized yesterday I'm so subscribed to your fishing channel. So there's
still connecting. Yeah, the audio is still connecting. That's a weird thing about Zoom is it takes forever first time with the audio.
Yeah.
But when it does, it'll be good.
Yeah, so just go in your settings and make sure the audio is set up and that sort of thing.
The Slow Motion is muted.
Yeah, so you got the first 2 people in. They're muted at the moment, but okay, no, he's not. What's up, Slow Motion?
What's up?
Oh, what's up, man? How's it going? And Jacob, can you hear us now? Can you say something? Okay, while he figures out that audio, we'll continue the show. But
did you just accept someone else? I just saw it flash for a second.
No.
Oh, that's weird.
No, I ain't accepting anyone else. No, it's just these people. But yeah, no. But how's it going, Slow Motion, man? You've been watching our show for a while too. Like I remember you way back from like what, Jared? I want to say like what 2018. Like way back.
Might be season 1.
Yeah.
Watch the original. Yeah.
That's cool.
Hey, I'm here.
There we go. What's up, Jacob? Dude, what's up, Jacob? How's it going, man?
It's been going well. How about you?
Oh, good, dude. Yeah, no. Dude, I see you on Twitter all the time, too. So, like, when you DM me, I was like, oh, yeah, he's watching it now. So, like, we for sure have to get him in. So, glad we got that situated. Yes. So, in the meantime, though, Jarrett, you did start the clock, right?
Yeah, we got 5 minutes going.
Okay, so, yeah.
What stuff we want to cover here?
Let's go.
I don't know. So, like, I guess, in the 5 minute period, since we only have a few things to cover, let's make it fun. You know,
it can be anything you guys jumping in want to talk about. You know, as long as it's like we don't have to like go super inappropriate or anything.
It can be NASCAR stuff about us, content, whatever it may be.
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask, though, about, some of the greatest NASCAR dynasties, because I'm sure most of everyone in this chat and, on the podcast panel probably watched The Last Dance on Sunday, and it probably got me thinking, man, like, that's one of the greatest sports dynasties. But on NASCAR's side, when you think of the greatest dynasty in all of NASCAR, what comes to mind? Jacob?
All right. I would like to say either the Jimmy Johnson dynasty with Chad Canals, the entire Lowe's 48 team from the early 2000s all the way up to I guess 2017 before the Pocono crash. That is a dynasty that I think is one of the most historical, not just in NASCAR, but in sports in general. I got to see Jimmy win in person at Auto Club of 2016. I knew that win was historical myself, so it was something really neat. And now looking at it, I feel like that one right there is worth mentioning more than anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Slow motion or motion?
Of course, Jimmy Johnson. I mean, I've been a fan of him since I was like 2, so I've grew up with him. So, like the 5 championships he had, like that was incredible. Like no one's ever done that before. So obviously, I think he was like the best dynasty like in NASCAR ever.
Really, when you look at like all the eras, there's an argument to be made for really 4 main guys that come to mind: Dale Sr., Richard Petty, Jimmy Johnson, and Jeff Gordon. When it comes to dynasties, I mean, I can only imagine if Jeff Gordon had kept his streak from the 90s into the early 2000s, because then the record books would just be way out there. But then when you look at the 90s, though, 3 championships in 4 seasons, which I consider a dynasty in like football. So like the Cowboys 3 titles in 4 years. That's for sure a dynasty. In Jeff Gordon's case, it's I guess a smaller dynasty compared to like Johnson, Petty, and Earnhardt Sr. in a sense, but it's one of the best out there. It's like one of the best in all of sports too. So that's
I mean, Jeff Gordon had a dynasty too. I mean, like how many wins he had was like this beginning of his career. Like he had like 50 wins for like 2000. So like he was like really good when he first started out.
Absolutely. But yeah.
And Jimmy Johnson, okay. I was going to say, Jimmy Johnson, had it not been for the bad luck he had in his rookie season, he could have been in the battle for the championship.
That's right. Yeah, that gets forgotten about. That does get forgotten about. Like, he had the points lead heading into Talladega. Actually, after Kansas, as a matter of fact, he had the points lead, I believe. And then he just lost it. Like, he just fell off a cliff. He didn't even win Rookie of the Year that season. He lost it to Ryan Newman, which is still good because Newman was really good that year, and he's overall just a good driver, but still, it's really interesting to look at that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to ask you guys this, and I'm going to ask every person that comes on here tonight, if just because I like hearing what everybody watching, what their takes are on this. So, if you had to pick any guest that we could have on here, come on. I want both of your responses on this. Like, if there's 1 or 2 guests that you guys would want to see on the show, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Jacob, you go first.
Okay. Honestly, me personally, growing up as a fan of the sport, it's a stretch, but I kind of want Dale Jr. to be on. I know what you're thinking is kind of crazy, but as time goes on and you guys get more popular, I would like to see if you guys can get Junior in.
We'd love to
sometime.
I would love to have him on. Trust me, I would love it.
So, but it might be a stretch right now, but later on in the future, it would be something that I would love to see, especially one like me who grew up watching Junior in the 8 car. He was my favorite driver as a kid growing up. So
same.
It'd be a great thing to see. Pretty much. I don't know about you, Slow Motion.
Yeah, I have 2 people who I want you guys to get on. One, obviously Jimmy Johnson. I mean, my favorite driver. That would just be awesome. And then 2, Clint Boyer, because he's just fun.
That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious, though.
He'd probably be drunk the whole time.
Wholesome.
Yeah, that'd be wholesome. That'd be hilarious and wholesome at the same time.
We'd have to have like a drinking game for that one.
Oh yeah, dude. No, Jared, that's you. That's all you, man.
That one could very well possibly get rowdier than the Randy DePlumber episode.
And that's the hard one to top too. That's gonna be a hard one to top in terms of rowdiness when it comes to the podcast episodes. But
I appreciate you guys coming on, but we did hit the 5-ish minute. We're gonna make it a 5-ish for everyone moving forward. We made it about 6 or so on this one.
Yeah,
but it reached one. Right. Thanks for jumping on, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for the support too. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, Darian,
All right,
find us 2 more.
All right, so let's find 2 more now. Appreciate you 2 coming in. So yeah, that's basically the way you the rest of you guys coming in should act. Just let's just talk, have fun. No toxic behavior neither. We hate that. But let's see. Yeah. All right, so really quick, let's get D-Dog Dan in here, and let's see if I can see some other familiar names. The other White Castle. Yes, we have to get him in here. Yes, dude.
I recognize both you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, I recognize both of them right from the jump, dude. What's up, D-Dog? How's it going, my dude?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good, man. Dude, first off, what's with the profile picture? I actually like that.
Dude, I just found it like in the internet, man.
Oh, just deep in the depths of the interwebs.
I'm gonna keep it.
That is a classic meme. I remember this was popular quite a few years ago. You could put in some kind of text and that would come up.
What's up, man? How's it going, Other White Castle?
Oh, you do not look like a White
I'm
Castle
doing good. How are you guys?
I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm good, dude. Yeah, no, it's really interesting to see like the people in chat what they actually look like too, because then you're like, oh, this is what you look like. You know what I mean? Because like you never know exactly how old somebody is. Oh no, I didn't say that. Whoa, I didn't say that.
I'm kidding.
No, that's all good, man.
Well, I can tell you guys are all suffering from the same thing me and Darian are. We need haircuts really bad.
Oh, dude,
we need haircuts.
That's why my profile is off.
If I brush my bangs straight down, it goes into my eyes. I can't.
Yeah,
see
no.
it.
Look at
Same
this.
here.
Look at this.
Same here.
I usually have it all like to the side, but that's how it is right now.
No, my plan is I'm trying to grow out my curls and then I'm just gonna fade the sides and stuff. So that's what I've been doing. I'm actually learning how to cut my own hair actually too. I'm like, I might as well. Yeah, I've been learning that for a while though. But yeah, no, sometimes I mess up. Sometimes I mess up, especially on like the fades or whatever. But then eventually once you learn it, then it gets better. But yeah, just never mess up the hairline because then you're screwed. It takes forever.
I've learned that from experience.
Yeah, never mess it up.
That's happening to me right now.
Oh yeah, he's losing it. He's unfortunately losing it.
I'm just willing to wait until a Great Clips opens up and then I'll be first in the door.
So really quick, guys. So go ahead.
I was just we're probably going to the same point here, but what do you guys like want to talk about? Questions, anything? Like, what do you guys got?
Man, God, this whole situation that we're in right now, God, it's crazy.
It is. No, it is crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, 2020 as a whole is really crazy. Gosh, I guess the only bright spot about this is, I don't know, you guys look pretty young, so no school anymore, right?
No school for me
I'm
for the
in
rest of the
finals
year.
week now.
Oh, okay. See, I figured, but
are you able? How are you able to still do it at home? I wonder.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
I take a college class and it's mostly online anyways. So
how old are you?
As well. So I am 19.
Okay.
You're 19. You do not look 19. I'm sorry.
So you're like what, a sophomore?
I'm a college freshman, actually.
Okay. That's cool, man.
Where are you going to school at?
I'm going to a state community college, but
Okay.
it's in Orlando.
Gotcha.
That is the smart thing to do. Like, and let me tell you guys something. So back in high school, community colleges were always looked down upon, some of us. But then as the years go along, I'm actually really, I'm really glad that I started off there because I won't be as in debt. So,
Dude, I'm thinking of going there.
Yeah.
Community college. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you only really go there for 2 years, and then you spend the final 2 elsewhere. But I mean, basically cuts the cost of school right in half.
And it's really good. It's really good if you know like which way you want to go, but you don't have a specific major too. Like for me, like I knew I wanted something that was in like the arts, English, something like that, but I didn't know it exactly until I picked communication. So it gives you like an extra 2 years to decide, you know, that big decision.
Basically.
I would say like that's a great idea, but obviously I didn't go that route. I did my full 4 years at University of Tennessee, loved it, was happy to be a Tennessee volunteer, and if I hadn't been there my first 2 years, I wouldn't have met my wife because we met in my sophomore year. So
that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, I guess the final question I have for you two before you guys leave NASCAR related, I'm just asking random questions about random topics related to the sport. In your opinion, greatest driver to never win a title is who? I know.
I'm just trying to remember who won the title.
That's all.
It's obviously between Mark Martin and Denny Hamlin, man.
Okay.
I between those two, I would go with Mark because Denny still has a logistically good chance.
Yeah. I'd say Mark Martin.
I'm with my buddy.
I'd have to say Mark. It's hard to say otherwise because there were probably people like in the 60s and 70s that were a lot closer, but I didn't watch any of those people, so I didn't know. But,
no, it's funny because Jarrett was just about to mention somebody from that era too.
I was going with Junior Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Junior Johnson.
But his situation's interesting because I feel like in his case, Junior Johnson just really didn't care about winning the title. He just wanted to race, I guess, and he really never ran. I'll go ahead.
Didn't he miss a couple years because he got arrested for like moonshine running or something like that? I thought I read that somewhere.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
I might be wrong about that.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know exactly.
Sure.
He got a pardon for that. But really quick, before we let you guys go, I asked the other guys this question. What guests would you guys want to see it on the podcast in the future? I'm taking notes right now.
All right. First, as a driver, Eric Jones. He's my favorite driver.
Okay.
And the second one for like it's a YouTuber, Anthony.
I know him. I know.
Yes.
Anthony. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do our best. We'll do our best. Trust me.
Yeah. All right.
For sure. I don't think people understand. Like we literally reach out to everyone and anybody to come on the show. Like it doesn't matter if they're pretty big in NASCAR. Like. I mean, we just want to get as many people involved.
Yes.
Or,
a good idea for someone to get on. You guys have had Alan Bestwick on. You've had Vince Welsh on. You got to get Mike Joy on.
Yes. We gotta get him.
See,
yes.
We would love to. I think when you start running into people who have Fox contracts, it's a little bit hard, but we'll try our best.
Yeah.
No, from experience, ESPN's a lot tougher to deal with. From experience.
Oh,
because we had worked. I'd talked before with a few people that had worked at ESPN. And the big thing is, and I don't know if it's the same with the other networks, but the big thing is that if they are doing live production on the network, they can't do live on anything else, even if it's something independent like this. But pre-recorded is still available.
Yeah. So we can still do it later.
Bestwick.
Yeah. So that interview was pre-recorded because we had to. We had no choice.
Yep.
But thank you guys. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for the suggestions, man. Yeah. Appreciate you guys supporting us, dude. Just hang in there, stay safe.
Dude, I literally watch every week. Since the beginning, man.
Dude, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it.
I've been watching since 2018.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
Just curious, like since y'all been, does really know how long y'all been watching? Oh gosh.
Oh,
that's my brother.
Oh, okay.
Well, hey there, brother.
Sorry about that.
But
that's sorry.
So, do y'all remember when it was just like just me and Jarrett, just talk about stuff like just us before Eric and Darren even come on.
Yeah, dude. Yes,
That's
dude.
crazy.
And the Google Hangouts. Holy crap, that was.
Oh, that era was fun.
Holy crap.
I had a buzz cut and definitely didn't look good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man, now time flies, dude. But dude, really appreciate you guys tuning in. Like as soon as I saw your guys' names, I'm like, oh yeah, those are like I know them already. Like they have to be in here, so for sure.
I'm on
But
it.
yeah,
All right.
but yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll have you guys back on here. This might be our regular series, so you never know. We'll see.
All right. Thank y'all so
All right.
much.
All right, bye
Yeah,
guys.
see ya. See
All
ya,
right, later.
D-Dog.
Thank you.
So
Darren, what do you
appreciate.
think about trying maybe for one or two people that we maybe haven't seen as long, and see if we can get switch it up a little bit like at that point too.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at some other names. So really quick, let's get Isaac in here. I see him. Let's get Isaac. Don't know who that is, but he's obviously a fan, so I want to
I
meet
see in
him.
the chat, Andrew H21 said that his first episode that he was on or watched was the Bestwick episode. So thanks for watching.
And this guest has a background too. Yo, Danny, look at his background. Look at his background, Danny.
That is legit. I dig it. I like it.
See?
And he got an 88 hat on there too, so I'm digging it.
Oh, it says you're muted.
Oh yeah, Isaac, you're muted right now. So just there you go.
Yeah,
All right, speak. Oh yeah, Isaac, speak.
Hello.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now we can hear you. What's up, man? How's it going, man?
So before we begin, Claudia just handed this to me. Let's talk about a throwback right here. There I am looking like some kind of radio host or something
Dude,
like
that's
that.
the first ever episode too. That's the funny part too.
Yeah.
Dude, you were dead tired too that night.
Oh yeah.
Because y'all were up like forever
We
just
were.
watching the. Oh, dude,
Watching the duels.
that's funny. And let's get Peter in here too. Peter Strata.
Oh, wait, sorry. There's one more. There's Jarrett from back in the day.
Yes. Oh yeah, the
I was-
freaking. I love the shirt, by the way.
That was so awkward.
Oh my god. Well, no. Anyways, Isaac, dude, explain the background. Are you just another Alex Bowman fanatic like Danny over here?
Yep.
But explain why though. Why is Alex Bowman so popular?
Because, well, some people say because he replaced Junior in 2018, but like he's got a good personality and like he makes funny comments and he's talented. He's shown on the track, and I think he's probably played really Rose in 2019.
Yeah, I mean that is true, and honestly, just being at the track too in 2020 thus far. I mean, going to the events, like he seems like a cool dude. Seems like a funny dude too. He pants Matt DiBenedetto too. I don't think drivers really pants each other that much very often too. So that was funny. Hey Peter, what's up, man?
What's up?
I think I've met Peter before. I think.
Yeah. He's one of the reporter guys too. We met him at the track.
Yep.
Peter, can you hear us?
Yeah, I think I follow you on Twitter.
Yeah. I follow him. Yeah. I think most of us do. But right now, Peter's having some audio issues at the moment. But oh yeah, now he's out. He's gone. He just left.
No.
All right. No, Peter. But unfortunately, we have to add somebody else. Let's see. Let's get Grant in here. Grant has a picture of a dog as his pro. Look at that picture.
Wow.
That is. I've never seen a dog with wider eyes than that too.
This is who he is. It's literally a dog. He watches us.
And he's smiling too. I like that. So as he's getting the audio and stuff down, really quick, Isaac, I wanted to ask you too. Like I said, with the first four guests, I was asking random questions about NASCAR, that sort of thing. Just tell us about how you got into watching NASCAR, man. I'm always really interested to hear other fans' stories.
Well, in 2012, I went to the fall truck race in Nashville. I really wasn't into it, so I really was watching. And then in 2014, I went to the fall cup race in Nashville. Sadly, I didn't get to stay, so which was bad because we all know who won that. So, and then in 2015, I was basically when I started watching it full time, and I've been to every cup race in Nashville since 2014.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a cool story. Yeah, I know Jarrett. He heads up to Martinsville a lot, and he's been there for some pretty cool events.
I've been there once. And it was the 2015 fall race, so that was awesome. But I'm definitely going back again. Hopefully they allow fans on my birthday on November 1st.
We was all kind of wanting to go, and I was gonna probably go in the fall too. So.
Oh, dude, we were planning on going. That's the thing. We were planning on going. But no, obviously we can't do that. It sucks, but it is what it is. But hey, it's all good. But anyways, Grant, what's up, man? Oh,
it's still audio issues.
Oh, okay, so audio issues. Okay, all right, never mind then.
So we've been asking this. I've been asking this the last few times. So Isaac, who would you want to have on the podcast as a guest? I kind of have a hint on at least one person.
Well, I have 4.
Oh, you have 4? Okay, let's hear it.
Get Junior and Bowman.
Mm-hmm.
And then to make it even funnier, get Clint Boyle and Jamie Spencer together.
Oh, Jimmy Spencer?
That would be hilarious.
Get Clint Boyer and Jimmy Spencer together. Yes. No, the ultimate one would be getting Kyle Petty, Jimmy Spencer, and Clint Boyer together. Now that would be an ultimate collage of memes, NASCAR related, of course. But yeah, no, we'll try and make that happen for sure. We'll see, man.
But yeah, we're about at the 5-ish minute mark. So thank you for being on, man. Thank you for watching and everything.
Yeah, really appreciate the support. Yeah, really appreciate the continued support, Isaac. And like I said earlier, when you first came in, I love the green screen. So make that make the green screen a regular thing for this series if it continues, dude. Yeah, I love seeing it. But yeah, again, really appreciate you coming in, dude. And like I said to the others, stay safe and have a good one. Yep. Thanks, man. All right. So he's out. Do we want to do maybe 2 more, or how many more do you want to do?
I would think we could probably do 1 or 2 more sets before we go to picks.
All right, we'll do 1 or 2 more. Okay, let's get Peter back in here. Hopefully he has his audio stuff corrected. But let's get him back in here. And then let's see who else is on here. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry. If I don't admit you for this episode, don't get mad. There's like 40 people on the waiting list. My gosh. So I'm sorry. There's nothing I can really do. Like, I can only pick so many. But what's up, Peter? How's it going, man?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Finally. Yeah. Yes, we can hear you, man. Yes, we can hear you. How's the all right, it's great to have you on. How's the quarantine life though? How's that treating you?
Pretty boring. If I'm allowed to go to the Coke 600, I can't wait for it.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about that too, being one of the only races to come back with no fans. That being a possibility, and then also Darlington coming back. Like, it doesn't matter where the first race is. I'm going to be there no matter what.
At least no
there as well.
Mm-hmm.
At least no fans can complain about sitting around for 600 miles. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, they can complain at home, watching it there or whatever, and I guess us included as well. But Peter, I wanted to ask you. So you're one of the journalists involved in the whole NASCAR scene. Kind of talk about that experience and some of the events it's led to.
Well, I'm with an up and coming website, TSJ Sports. I'm with a couple of other writers on my team, and I'm based out of the Charlotte area. I live here and go to school here. I'm in college, and I just try and hit as many races as I can each year. And obviously this year we all met up in Daytona. That was my first trip to the 500. So minus the rain and everything with Newman, it was a pretty awesome weekend.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like about rain delays at the track is people they want to talk more because nothing else is going on at the moment. And it was you. What's his name again? I'm sorry, I can't think of his name right now. The photographer dude. What's his name? I want to believe NASCAR. James. That's his name. I wanted to say Josh for some reason. I don't know why. See, I'm more adverse mostly with my friends' YouTube names than their real names sometimes. So my apologies. you, James, and who was that?
Wasn't Justin there? And then Brandon was there too.
There were a bunch of people just going in and out. So that's why I was like, was it like 3 or 4? But like, yeah, we were talking for a very long time just about life and about, just random stuff, and also NASCAR stuff. So I think it's pretty cool. Is there any interesting rain delay stories you got for us, Peter?
I was at Darlington last year for the Southern 500. That rain delay was about 4 hours or so, and I went to a 750 class the next morning. So that was
you did? What
night?
Well, you still went to class? Why?
Yeah.
Why though? Just you had no choice. You had to.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel you, man. What school do you go to now?
High Point University. It's in North Carolina, about an hour north of Charlotte.
High Point.
Oh, so you're at least closer to the center of the sport. Like, you're not like me having to travel the country back and forth.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, so he's right in the vicinity too. Lucky. I mean, we're talking about trying to move out to that area pretty soon. Like, we're close to graduating though. I'm supposed to graduate next year. Hopefully everything's on track to stay that way. As soon as I graduate, I would love to move exactly out there. Like, how's the scene out there mostly? I just want to ask that.
Those two probably going to be roommates in Charlotte. We already know it.
Yeah. Me and Jarrett, we've already discussed this. We're trying to be roommates in Charlotte. But I guess my final question for Peter, like, what's the vibe out there like on that side of the country? Like,
I mean, Charlotte's a great city. There's plenty of stuff to do and plenty of people our age, both in the racing industry and just in general. Lots of things to do and lots of people to just hang out with.
Yeah, no, that sounds good, man. Dude, and I mean, just hearing like some of those things, just hearing like what Charlotte's like and stuff, like for some reason, especially around these parts in Vegas, like people give the South a bad rep just because of its history. But I'm like, dude, they're just regular people like you. You know what I mean? Like, of course you're going to have some assholes, but like at the end of the day, I was out in Charlotte a couple of years ago and I loved it out there. The Hall of Fame was nice. The city was nice. I mean, it just seemed like a regular city, but in the South. So I can't wait to go out there. But final question I had for you, Peter, before we have to let you go. Are there any guest suggestions that you have for future shows?
Someone already took Clint Boyer from me, so who do I have?
Just say whoever you want. You know what? Give us 5. Give us 5 just for the hell of it.
Did someone else already say Mike Joy? I thought I heard him.
All right.
Yeah, that was one someone said.
Yeah.
Why not William Byron, since he's winning races?
Yeah, William Byron. At this point, have the whole Hendrick team on at this point, right?
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, so we'll just put the whole Hendrick team down.
All right, I'm writing them.
Most of them's all young enough to be relatable to everybody anyway, so.
Exactly. So, yeah. And then who would be the fifth guy, though, for you, Peter? Who would be the fifth person?
Why not Davey Daytona himself?
Okay, nice. Yeah, nice, man, for sure. Well, Peter, that'll just about do it for your time on here. Thank you so much for coming on, dude, and stay safe in this pandemic. Get done with school. Yeah, get done with school. I know online classes are a bit of a fuss at the moment, especially for me, just because I'm like, one of my professors lost all of my work one night, and I had to redo it, and that was just that was so
right.
That was super annoying. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for coming on, and hopefully I will see you at the track very soon. Well, hopefully we all do.
Yeah, hope to see you guys at the track soon, and thanks again for having me on. Stay safe and healthy, everyone.
Of course, man. Later.
Take it easy. Have a good one, man.
Yep. Take care.
All right. Later, man. So we will get have
one more group of 2.
Yeah, one more group of 2, and I selected 2 that time, but the other guy I guess backed out. So last chance, group of 2. Okay, let's see. All right, let's get Steve and let's get Grant on as well. I see him in here, Grant Bailey. Okay.
The audio is connected. What's up?
Hey, Steve. How's it going, man?
Guys. Oh my god.
What's up, man? How's it going?
It's going well. I actually, guys, have you on the TV right now in the background.
Ooh.
So.
Oh, wait, hold on. So you have us on the TV right now.
Big screen.
Yeah, here you guys go.
Yo, that is crazy. People actually watch us on their big TV, too. That's
Prime
insane.
time television, guys.
I like that. Hey, what's up, Grant? How's it going, man?
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? I see you with the little gold chain on, and I like the shirt, by the way, too. I like the shirt, by the way.
Yeah, it's a NASCAR shirt.
Oh, it's a NASCAR shirt.
Hold
Hold up. Show us the whole thing. Show us the whole thing.
Gonna be.
Let's see. Warning: do not disturb while I'm watching NASCAR. I've never seen that shirt before. Oh, wait, and the guy's beating him up.
Nice.
I've never seen that shirt before, man. That is cool. That's a first. But since we have both Steve and Grant in here, I guess one of the questions I wanted to ask, I've already asked about, greatest dynasties, greatest drivers to never win a championship. I want to ask you two, who, in your opinion, is the greatest driver to never, keyword never, win a cup race? That's going to be a hard one. That's a hard one right there. Like, if you had to take, just give us your pick. Greatest driver to never win a cup race.
Well, I guess right now, it definitely would be Matty D. Mm-hmm. I do remember watching the 2019 Bristol night race, and whenever he took the lead, I was pulling for him heavily. My favorite driver is Chase Elliott, but that night I became a big Matty D fan for sure. And just seeing him take the lead with I think 15 or 13 to go when Denny took the lead, I had to be really quiet because I was watching it on record at 3 a.m.
Oh,
I was quietly screaming, no,
dude, no, we were at the track, dude.
Person, devastated.
We were devastated. It was me, Jared, and Sloppy. All three of us ran down to the garage area, and at that point Hamlin was taking the lead, and we were like, man,
I think by the time you guys had left, Matt was still in the lead, and I guess by the time you all got there, it was like, oh, okay.
No, he was still in the lead when we got down there, but it was like he got passed right in front of us a few laps later. We're like, no.
But then while we were going to the garage area, that's when he bumped into Newman a little bit, giving him some damage, and we missed that part. So when he was getting passed, we were like, what just happened? What just happened?
But then on Twitter, he had such a huge lead before that too. So
yeah, but then on Twitter, everyone was like, no, it was Newman, and we were like, of course it was.
and then less than a year later, we all became Newman fans.
Pretty much. It's funny how that works, right? But Grant, let me ask you: greatest driver, greatest driver to never win in the Cup Series.
No, Matty D is a great answer, but I'm trying to think of an old school guy, and I guess the only guy I can think of that never won a Cup race would be Dick Trickle. I don't think he ever won a Cup race, did he?
He never did. He won 2 Busch races though.
No, yeah.
Actually, the track that I live about a mile from, he used to race and win a bunch there all the time in late models.
I don't even think it really matters in the grand scheme of things, because when you have over 1,000 short track feature wins, it's like, do you really need a Cup win to justify your racing career? At that point, no. It's like he's already great.
Someone that comes to my mind is Sam Hornish Jr. Like he was in Penske equipment during a time when they were still as good as they ever were.
I think 3 guys that come to mind immediately: Kenny Wallace, Dave Blaney, and Cecil Gordon. Now Cecil Gordon's that's a way older driver. Yeah. Dave Blaney, dude. He does have a Busch win though, 2006 Charlotte. So at least he has that going for him. But the 2001 Atlanta race. That Kevin Harvick won, Blaney led the most laps and then had some tire problems. So that should have been his win when you really look at it. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm pretty happy it didn't end up happening, just, because Harvick won, that sort of thing. Made for a very touching moment. But just the fact that Blaney was that dominant in a Cup Series race and didn't pull it off is it's kind of heartbreaking when you consider his son's career, because his son already has 3 wins. But, already ahead of the curve. But Blaney's a really good dirt racer, though. Very terrific dirt racer when it comes to those regards. But yeah,
I've got a question for you guys. We haven't asked this to anyone. So, how'd y'all find us? What's the video?
Yeah, how'd y'all find us, man?
What aside from the podcast, there's 3 of us here. What's a video from all 3 of us that stands out that really brought you to us?
Grant, you can go first.
Thank you. I don't remember the specific video, but I watched Eric's videos for years, back when he did all the stop motion stuff, and I think that in watching all the NASCAR stuff, I think I found the iceberg first, and then that I found all the other guys, and then I found the weekly podcast, and it's been a good Wednesday night watch for almost a full year now.
That's
Yeah.
because we've all kind of like been curious, like, you know, we've all become friends, but we know that us partnering together helps all of us at the same time too, and it's kind of interesting to see, you know, you saying it exactly how it is. You started with Eric, then Jarrett, then podcast, and all of us.
Yeah, because you have some people who think we're not friends. I'm like, but we are. but we are. I don't get it. Like,
I can tell that you guys are friends.
Yeah, we're like
the chemistry is for sure.
Yeah,
like Jarrett was the best man at my wedding. Darren was a groomsman. So
I was a good number two. So
well,
I can accept that.
Well, I guess for me, it's kind of a weird journey because, like I think like past 5 to 10 years, I was mainly watching Pokemon on YouTube. So I followed the Pokemon YouTube community very heavily. Mm-hmm. However, like in the past 1 to 2 years, there was like a lot of drama going on with one YouTuber that I will not name. And there's been a lot of perspectives from other former Pokemon YouTubers that, you know, really shed some light, and I've thus unsubscribed from said YouTuber because of it. And I think I remember the first video I saw was actually an Out of the Groove episode. I don't remember for what race it was, but from there I remember seeing a recommendation for Jared's video, then Danny, then you, Darian, and honestly, I can say, you know, you guys are the reason why I got back into NASCAR, because I remember there was like a long dud between 2014 to like 2018 where I wasn't watching it. I was doing other things, and, you know, honestly, getting back into it and just listening to you guys, watching y'all's videos, have really, you know, helped me get back into the sport and taught me a lot of things about, you know, NASCAR history that I didn't really know about. And I mean, yeah, from Eric to all of you guys, and I've been watching the podcast ever since I guess like 2019. I don't remember which race you guys reviewed, but it's been like around mid 2019, and, you know, I'm thankful that I'm able to see you guys and, you know, able to support you guys as well, for sure.
Well, that's awesome.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, man.
So last question then, since you guys have been really good at for so long supporting us, what guests would you guys want to see on the show? Just name whoever comes to your mind.
Whoever comes to mind.
Well, I mentioned Maddie D. That'd be an awesome guest to have. And 2 more that come to mind, I would like to see the Watermelon Man, Ross Chastain.
Oh, Ross Chastain. Yeah, we'll get him down.
For sure. And I don't like a third one. I kind of want to see you guys go a little bit off the wall. Maybe get an IndyCar driver. I'm thinking Joseph Newgarden. That's the first name that pops into my mind. And just like ask him like what he thinks about, like, you know, auto racing and NASCAR in general.
What about I know you just said Joseph Newgarden. Would Colton Herta be a good start to get an IndyCar driver on at first and then work our way over to Joseph in the future?
Yeah, no, Colton's also a good pick as well. I love Colton. I got into IndyCar in 2019 as well because I wanted to watch more auto racing, and I remember that season. You know, Colton Herta got 2 wins, and I was really impressed with them for sure.
That was the first season I watched IndyCar like that, and I was like, wow, I really talked mess on the sport for no reason. It's amazing. I love it. You know what I mean? Like, I love it now, so it's cool.
Yeah, for sure. I love it too. Shout out to David Land.
Yes, David Land, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, freaking IndyCar GOAT of YouTube. Absolutely. Grant, who are your picks?
I get Ryan Blaney, if that, but anyone from Hendrick. I'm a huge Hendrick fan. That whole stable. Anyone
We'll get all
from
4. We'll try and get all 4 in the future.
Same.
Yeah. Oh, what are those called again? dude?
Those are
Funko Pops.
Yeah, Funko
Pops.
Oh,
figure.
okay. Yeah,
So
those are
I have
cool. I like
3.
those.
You got a Jimmy, Dale Jr., and Jeff Gordon one.
See, that's what's up.
We've got one. We've got the Chase Elliott one.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get that one for the longest time.
That's cool, man. Well, again, really appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you so much, Stephen Grant. Really appreciate
thank you.
Appreciate you guys
Thanks for having
also
us.
supporting us, man. Like, it means the world to us, dude, because we still think it's crazy that anybody's even watching us to begin with anyways. Like, it's been what, Jarrett? Like nearly 2.5 years almost.
About 2.5. It's closing in on 2.5 right now.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy, but we're gonna keep grinding. We're gonna keep pumping out the content during the tough times. I'll have some videos out. I know everyone on the panel will have a ton of content out. And
episode
yes,
100 next week, baby.
Yeah, episode 100 next
I'm
week.
excited.
We have some big guests on for those, and we have one more major guest we're trying to get on, but it's not confirmed yet. So just stay patient. Hopefully, it'll happen.
We're not going to say anything until it is confirmed because we don't want to get anyone's hopes up.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So we're not going to say
understandable.
anything publicly like that. But
Yeah,
anyways, really appreciate you guys coming on, and thank you so much for watching.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thank you.
Love you guys. Take care.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
take
it.
care.
All right, enjoy the rest of the show, man.
All right, bye, guys.
For sure. Bye.
Yeah.
I love when we have people on. It's just the backgrounds are amazing.
Oh man.
All right, so now we got to pick for a race that it's going to be impossible to pick.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot also one other little thing from the lightning round is Eric's race. He's putting on a race on his channel tomorrow night for iRacing. So everyone make sure tune in tomorrow to Eric Estep's channel. And then next week we got the Filter Time Bash on my channel on the 100th episode. So
yes, more information is coming out soon about the second annual Filter Time Bash. So stay tuned. You'll probably hear some more stuff later on in the week as well as the weekend. But the first one was such a huge success on Sloppy Joe's channel that we just had to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So picks. Oof.
All right.
What's the first?
Who's gonna suck for this week?
That's just a tough one to even say because it's Talladega. How?
Yeah, I don't know. Byron, he's gonna. Oh wait, he's not racing. Gordon is. Clint Boyer, that's a given. Just because he always gets into some trouble. And I know Jared's probably going to use the random number generator as we speak probably to make his pick.
Oh, good idea, but no, I'm not.
No, I'm like, wait, no, don't do it.
I'll do it for the dark horse pick. How about that?
Yeah. You can do that. Well,
but I already have my suck and win pick already on.
Well, no, the tricky thing about this is that you don't know exactly what car somebody's going to be driving this week, right? Nothing is exactly confirmed yet.
Yeah, but we can just sort of go from there, and I'll just whatever.
Yeah, might as well.
But it's hard to pick all this and who's gonna suck, who's gonna be good. But when I think who's gonna suck, Clint Boyer.
Yeah, Clint Boyer. Clint Boyer. Make it 3 in a row, Danny. Clint Boyer.
Clint Boyer.
Yeah, there we go. See, might as well just make it 3 in a row for Boyer. So everyone's spam Clint Boyer is gonna suck in the chat.
He's gonna be back in the commentary role as soon as possible.
Yeah, and then he'll just blame Bubba and be like, "It's his fault." God damn, you know what I mean?
Or actually, I don't want to say Clint Boyer. I want to say Kevin Harvick, the guy who was sitting there on his phone for 20 minutes, not knowing that he could have just took off with optional repairs.
That's right. Damn. Yeah, that's some boomer stuff right there.
That's an iRacing noob right there.
So yeah, Clint Boyer and Kevin Harvick are going to suck. Dark horse. I'll go with Garrett Smithley as my dark horse. Oh wait, can he race? He can race, right?
Well, you can probably make it in the show if they do something like last week.
Okay, so yeah, Garrett Smithley. That's my dark horse.
Okay, I'm gonna do the random number generator and Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon. I had a feeling.
Jeff Gordon is the dark horse pick from the random number generator.
I mean, he technically hasn't ran a race in a while, so yeah,
I'm gonna say Ross Chastain.
Oh yeah,
Watermelon Man.
All right, for the winner, Junior, all day. Junior, that's the win. That's the winner pick right there.
Yeah, I'm going Junebug.
I want to see it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna pick it because I'm actually gonna pick the defending winner of the real race, Chase Elliott.
Oh, that's right. He is the defend. Damn, that's right. It's really been a year since that race. Yeah. Damn, now I feel sad, dude. Because I'm thinking about that time last year. That was such an amazing Talladega race in the spring, and this year we don't even get a real one. So it sucks.
I'm going Junebug. I am.
I want to say Junior, but at the same time, I want to say Chase.
Junior is going to win, guys. He's going to win.
He's got the power of God on his side with how he can miss accidents.
Yes, and also, too, I mean, if Junior wins, we are for sure getting on SportsCenter. ESPN, baby. I love ESPN. Basically, at this point, if anything NASCAR related gets on ESPN, I'll jock that down as a victory. Well, except for the Larson incident, but that's about it.
Because that got on there.
Yeah, that got on there. So that's about it.
But yeah. I'd say that about cover stuff. So I guess we can say really quick, remember, next week, my channel.
The 100th episode.
Can
Let
you
me point
believe
out
we've
who we
been
got
doing this
on.
for 100 Wednesdays now? Oh my god.
Well, yeah. Well, first off, I mean, just like, speaking from the show's perspective, I'm not talking about any guest per se, just the show here. 100 episodes? What the hell happened, man? It just flew by, didn't it?
We got to find something better to do with our lives or something.
I mean, I might as well at this point. Damn. Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
Yeah, right now, looking pretty good that, we both got some good news that Steve Phelps good to go and Haley Deegan good to go.
So,
and
yeah,
we're trying for another guest too.
So you heard that. The 100th episode, Steve Phelps, the freaking president of NASCAR, is going to be on. It'll be pre-recorded, of course. And then later on in the episode, Haley Deegan shows up, and it's all on the Icebergs channel. The dude who started the podcast at first and then got everybody involved, and here we are. So it's crazy. It's crazy how time flies, isn't it?
And in this case, Jarrett literally is the person who started it. Me and him started it together, but he technically started it with an email to me one night. So.
Oh yeah, he sent me an email, and I never got back to it for a while.
I think what's cool about these 100 episodes is the first one my channel, then the second one Danny's, and now with the 99 and 100, it's like a flip invert, and it's Danny and then my channel. So it's like we sort of sandwich the rest of the episodes in between all of us.
Yeah. So for this episode, we're going to make sure we have a special dope thumbnail, because I know Jarrett's really good at those when it comes to those episodes. And yeah, dude, I don't know what else to say, man. All I have to really say is thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for supporting us for nearly 2 years now. And throughout, the entire podcast, lifespan. So really appreciate it.
And this isn't a 3-minute show. We do have our buddy Eric to thank as well for taking a chance of us. We I think he was playing Fortnite one night, and we spammed his stream to get him to just talk to us because we wanted to propose him come on as a guest, and it turned into a weekly thing. And now Eric is one of our best friends now too.
At first, Eric was just a guest. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I just remember like different times and so many times that everybody in the chat, you guys in the chat have helped us too. I remember 2018, I think I left a comment in there on David Land's stream, and everyone started spamming, "Oh my God, Iceberg, and you got to be on, David, you got to be on this." And David's like, "Who is this Iceberg dude they're talking about?" And now, like, David and I talk almost on a daily basis. It's just like on DMs and stuff. It's like it's awesome. Like just everyone that we've had on, over the years, and a lot of the people we've had on, we're all really, really good friends with. The 4 of us and are in the podcast are all like best friends with each other, and there's some funny inside jokes I can't share.
Basically, so basically, in short, this has changed my life for the better. So thank you. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Just having an outlet once a week, like just having something to do NASCAR related every week, it's a blast. You can we can all say I don't have a job in NASCAR, but I do at the same time.
Kind of sort of.
Last thing I want to say is that we are, I see Darian's also on our little doc here when it comes to the schedule. We have, for the next 6 weeks, a lot of guests lined up. That it's going to be a crazy next couple weeks as well. Like, we're just ramping up, just getting better from here. So,
I'm looking at the schedule. We have guests lined up all the way through June 3rd at the moment. Now, granted, there might be some cancellations. You never know exactly. But in the meantime, though, we have a pretty stacked list, and it's only through the very beginning of the summer. So we're just getting started. We don't rebuild on the NASCAR weekly podcast. We simply reload. So in this case, we are reloading with some spectacular guests. Can't wait.
But while it's the end of the podcast, Danny, I don't think it's the end of me. Let me see. I think I have my Dale call. I got my Dale call.
Oh, Dale call this time. All right, let's get it. Let's go.
Right, so just let me know when you're good, Danny, and we can finish this baby off with the Dale call.
Well, this is again just looking forward to episode 100 over on the Icebergs channel. We got President Phelps, Haley. What more can you ask for? And maybe somebody else. I can't say though. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. it might be someone closer than you think. So,
Mm-hmm.
but until then, this ain't the end of me.